Okay, so these are all two-step inequalities. Same way that we started out with equations. Y'all were able to solve the two-step equations by hand, so I know y'all will be able to do these. All right, so number 1, 3x minus 8 is greater than 10. We solve these the same way we do an equation. Get rid of the addition and subtraction first, then get rid of the multiplication or division. So the first thing I need to do here, and remember, name of the game, get everything away from x. So here I've got a minus 8. That has to go first. Remember, we do the opposite. So we add 8 to both sides. This cancels. The sign comes down. 10 plus 8 is 18. Then when we have a number and a letter shoved together, that's multiplication. So to undo multiplication, we divide. So this cancels. 18 divided by 3 is 6. And that's it. That's my answer. And so, write your answer just out next to it. And then you've also got an answer bank at the bottom to use. That should help too, to make sure that you've got your inequality sign and everything right. All right, number 2, negative 2x plus 7. And I know the signs kind of look wonky. That's less than or equal to 37. All right, what's the first thing that I need to do? Minus 7. All right, negative 2x. This cancels. 37 minus 7 is 30. Okay, then what? So, here's the rule with inequalities. If you multiply or divide by a negative, so here we're dividing by a negative. As soon as you do that, this sign flips directions. So it's just one of those things you have to remember with inequalities. If you multiply or divide by a negative, that sign reverses. So this cancels. 30 divided by negative 2 is a negative 15. And that's my answer. All right. Number 3. 30 minus 8x is less than 6. All right, what's my first step here? What do I do first? Minus 30. Remember, get things away from the x. So the plain old numbers is what we want to get rid of first. It's positive, so we subtract it. Okay, so 6 minus 30. And so for the little calculations, you can use the calculator for that kind of stuff. 6 minus 30, that will still work. Okay. And then what's the last step here? Now, what do you have to do if you divide by a negative? So that sign, I immediately, before I do anything else, I flip it so I don't forget. Cancels. Negative 24 divided by negative 8, 16.
Divided.
3. So x is greater than 3. And again, that's where the answer bank helps, because I think that 3 is only used once, so that kind of helps you check your sign. Make sure your sign's going in the right direction. So we use that one. We use that one. All right, 24. Or 24, 4. Good gravy. All right, negative 28 greater than or equal to 12x minus 4. Okay? What's my first step? Okay. So negative 28 plus 4 is negative 24. Sign stays 12x. All right, what's the last step? So divide by 12. Now, are any of the inequality answers at the bottom, are any of them written with the number coming first? No. So, you always want the x to come first. So see how the point points towards the x? It has to keep pointing towards the x. You flip the whole sign. But everything flips. Yeah, so what I always tell kids is, like, if it's opening up towards the negative 2, it has to keep, the opening up still has to be towards the negative 2. Or if the sharp point is pointing towards, if you think of it like an arrow, if the arrow is pointing towards the x, it has to keep pointing towards the x. What'd you say? What was it? LE. All right, number 5. What is being done to the x in this problem? Being divided by 4. I'm going to multiply this by 4. I'm going to multiply this by 4. So when I multiply over here, it cancels. Sign comes down, and then 11 times 4 is 44. Yeah, because it's easier, I don't know, to me it's easier to multiply than it is to divide. You don't have to worry about getting decimals and fractions and stuff when you multiply. All right, so on 6. The 6th one I marked? Yeah. X over 5 minus 9 is greater than 3. All right. What's my first step here? I didn't hear you. I heard you say something. Add 9. Okay, so I didn't touch the x over 5. This cancels. 3 plus 9 is 12? 12. Okay. Now what do I do? Multiply by 5. It's okay. Multiply by 5. Multiply by 5. So this cancels. 12 times 5 is 60. Is that right? And then let's go ahead, let's look at 11 over here. All right, 2/5 x minus 5 greater than or equal to 3. What do I do first there? Mm-hmm. 2/5 x, this cancels. 3 plus 5 is 8. All right. 2/5 x. So what 2/5 is being multiplied by x. So that means I would have to divide by 2/5. Divide by 2/5. So this is probably one of them that you want to do in the calculator. So 8 divided by, and then you can put the fraction in there, 2/5. Your calculator is going to change it. It's going to look different when you hit enter. Okay? You can kind of see how it stacks it all up. But that is the correct answer. So x is greater than or equal to 20. There was one more that I wanted to do. Let's do 9. All right, 9. Negative 18 x over 6 minus 10. All right, what do I do first? Add 10. negative 8. That cancels. Okay. And now what do I do? So this times 6, this times 6, so negative 48.
What?
So I have to flip it. So it's still, alligator is eating the negative 48. It has to keep eating the negative 48. That was 9. I thought there was one more where the sign flipped with a negative. That's what I'm looking for. 15. Let's look. 15 will be the last one to do. All right. 30 minus 6x less than or equal to 0. All right. First step. Not add. Subtract. Because it's already positive. All right. So this cancels. 0 minus 30 is a negative 30. All right, then what? What kind of 6? So if I divide by a negative, the sign flips. Just do it as soon as you see that you divide or multiply. If you multiply by a negative, it flips. X, negative 30 divided by negative 6? 5. All right, so X greater than or equal to 5.